for that overtime goal, kind of, we know that we've talked about it, that he's kind of the hardest on himself.
Yeah.
How do you help him kind of get past that and move on?
He doesn't need help getting past it. Like the reality, like we went over like some of our mistakes this morning. We did a lot of good things. There's a lot of like checking the numbers now after that game. It's how I felt about it. I liked our game a lot. Like our forecheck was extremely effective, and we were great in transition for the. I think we've been ramping up the trend. We kind of talked about that last week, and we've gotten better and better here over the last handful of games, starting with Dallas. But I think all three of them are at fault on that. Like all three, like we win the face-off, and this way Cale's hard on himself because we have full possession of the puck, and we're going to stretch it to a 50-50 battle right away. So it's now it's a turnover. And when in overtime, like he could have just backed it off. Mac was swinging in, and like we could get something going offensively. We put the puck up for grabs right away when we didn't have to. But then Drew makes a mistake and forechecks the goalie, and three guys get above him, and then Max swings in on the wrong guy and opens up the weak side lane, doesn't read through the rush enough, and they go down and shoot it in the net. So, was like we've been playing pretty good in overtime, and that was just like not a good start. It can happen, I like to grab that extra point, but we limited our mistakes last night. Unfortunately, we couldn't solve Hellebuck a couple times when we had some really good chances. Otherwise, I think that outcome could have been different.
On the flip side of that, Cale's goal.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and not just that goal. Like he had a play before that where he came from underneath, and I think it was Mac to Drew in and a little touch pass to him coming underneath, and he had the breakaway, right? Like he was super dangerous especially off the rush last night for me.